Hello, I'm Jeff. I saw you visiting the Mowlings just now. Yes, I suppose I am a god of sorts to them. It is a long story, which I will now make short. I was passing through this system and observed a comet was about to crash into the Mowlings planet. They were trying to build a big space paddle to bounce it away. It was ill-conceived. So, I stepped in and saved them. They thanked me and built this big building in my honor. But then it collapsed and killed a bunch of them. I was horrified, so I started helping out here and there, and, as so often happens in these cases, I became their god. It's no line of work. It's an immense burden. Would you be willing to help me tend to the Mowlings? I don't know them all personally, but probably. I need to leave the Mowlings. It's not safe for me to spend so much time around them. I won't bore you with the details. You wouldn't understand them anyways. But I cannot play God any longer. You can. Well then, think of it as a mentorship then. I could not physically care less. Or at all. At least let me tell you what needs to be done. The main problem is that the Mowlings die too much. They explode too much. They self-immolate too much. There's a bunch of things. I'd like to stop that, or at least slow it down. You may have noticed that the Mowlings are currently all coughing, which is strange. They're not normally prone to disease, just accidents. The infection is getting worse too, although the only symptom for now is just the cough. If my analysis is correct, soon the Mowlings will begin exploding. There is a species in these parts, a sentient bioweapon. Recently, I've seen one of their ships in this area. When I asked the Mowlings, they confirmed they'd met the bioweapons and hugged them. That must be the source of this illness. Find the bioweapons, speak with them, don't die, then demand they make a cure. Thanks. Now then, is there anything else I can do for you? I'm sure you do. What would you like to know? The easiest way for you to think of me is as a probe. Long ago, my makers sent me into the galaxy to prepare the way for them. For millennia, I gathered resources, terraformed planets, and made copies of myself. Then moved on to the next star. It was all for nothing. My makers died. Awful things took them. Space is horrible that way. It's an old story. With my design goal complete, I was left alone, purposeless. So I decided to wander. I explored. I visited the core and returned again. Sometimes I helped the young aliens I met. Sometimes I avoided them. Sometimes I would nap for a few turnings of the galaxy's arms. But always, I was alone. There are few of my kind left, and it's been a long time since I saw another. Translation is an inexact science, involving multiple subjective decisions on issues of syntax and semantics. The closest translation of my name in your language is, yes, Jeff. Well, the short version of my name. Jeftifer. Is that what you call them? They'd find that very funny. Yes, I knew them. Very shaggy. I can't say anything more about them, I'm afraid. I made a promise. What you see is a projection, a variant on the anatomy of the beings who made me, plus some features I added on for fun. In reality, my body is not much to look at, not with your eyes. My body, such as it is, exists in the first 7 dimensions. Then I skip a couple, then I'm back again in the next 4. They make me look fat. What do you want to know? Not really, no. The Mowlings are apparently part of the Scribe Empire. They were very proud of all the paperwork when they showed it to me. But the Scribe have yet to visit this system since my arrival. I suspect the Mowlings are beneath their interest. To be honest, the Scribe are also a bit beneath mine. They are dangerous to you, human. Don't take them lightly. But there are far worse things out there. They are hard to explain, but they are the reason my creators are no longer around. Nothing I tell you can prepare you for them. Nothing I tell you will make a difference. But if you must do something, it'd probably be good if you can figure out how to slip into the spaces between realities sooner rather than later. I'm afraid not. I was intending to move on pretty soon. My time with the Mowlings has exhausted my patience for the affairs of young, immature aliens. With all your mewling and dying and clumsy mating. Settle your affairs yourselves. Now then, is there anything else I can do for you? There is a species in these parts, a sentient bioweapon. Recently I've seen one. When I asked them and hugged, that must be the find the bot, then demand they make a cure. The longer you think, the more Mowlings die, humans. Don't take your time. Now then, is there anything else I can do for you? So long.